Hey everyone, it's Jen with ChappyPlans. Thanks for joining me for Project Life. This is week 5, so stick around. Hey friends, it's Jen with ChappyPlans. Thanks for hanging out for this process video. I'm going to be planning out week 5, documenting all the things that happened. This is the beginning of February, hence my February title card. I decided to bust out the new Stories by the Month kit and put these photos and stories together. So I'm using mostly the kit as well as some items from my stash, including some puffy stickers, and you'll see me kind of audition out things from my own stash to use, including some alpha stickers that I had and a couple other items. So let's get started here. This is January 27th through February 2nd of this year. So I'm going to start with the title card, which is the vellum 4x6 with the gold foiled February abbreviation. And I'm going to use this vellum patterned like journaling card or pocket card, if you will, to just punch out a bunch of circles and use those as embellishments because I feel like I'm very overwhelmed by the pattern by itself. I had considered cutting out the squares into little strips or using the individual squares of those hearts, but I ended up deciding to make some circles. So I took my 1.5-inch punch and I punch out a bunch of those to use here and there. Then I'm going to use some word phrase stickers. I have the one in my hand that I'm looking at is very, very like Valentine's based, and so I couldn't really find one to fit the photo that I'm going to use, or not the photo, to fit on the title card. So I ended up pulling out some other word phrase stickers, and I just chose them based on the colors. So I picked the orange one, and then which is from January's kit, and then the pink one, which is from the Hello story kit. So I'm just going to use that sticker that says "So glad to see you again" and leave that as is. And then in the top left corner, I'm going to use the label sticker I pulled from Studio Calico to just stamp the dates, and then pulled out these old alpha stickers from Paper Person Shop to spell out week 5. And I put a little puffy heart there as well. And initially I thought I was going to use these hearts from the Paper Person Shop, but instead I end up going with some hearts that I had in my stash from an American Crafts collection. And that's going to be it for the title. And then the photo is just my viewpoint as I was meeting my friend Susanna for coffee and dessert on Monday night. So Matt takes Nora to dance Monday nights, and I'm normally home working on content. But this time I had plans to meet my friend for just a catch up, little girls chat, and it was fantastic. So I included the picture I took. It was a super cute little place. I'd never been. So I just layered one of those punched out circles that I had just made and one of these plastic banner tags, which I thought were really interesting. And I'm fortunate that I have this pen that's able to write on the plastic without smearing or smudging. It's a uni pen, oil-based ink marking pen. It's very, very thin. It's a 01 nib. And I was able to use it to journal on all of these plastic banners. So I just wrote "Overdue Girls Night with Sue's Coffee and Cake." And then I stamped the date on the bottom. Moving on to the middle row, it's supposed to be a slot for a 4x6 photo or card, but I end up taping the photo and the card, because they're both 3x4s, to the back side of the previous week. And then on the right is just a slot for the 3x4 card, which is a photo of our dinner on Lunar New Year Day. Even though with Koreans, it's like a 3-day celebration. I'm like coming into being and embracing what it means to be Korean American and adopted and not have any of my culture growing up. So I'm just slowly, year by year, like holiday by holiday, just as I see fit and as I have the, emotional and mental bandwidth, I will embrace or choose not to embrace certain parts of my culture. And so this year I was feeling like it was really important for me to have some Korean food and to talk about salal with my family. So my husband made japchae, which is a traditional Korean dish. It's very delicious. It, you know, is used traditionally for celebrations and things like that, but we eat it regularly anyway. My husband has never made it before. He does all the cooking in our house for the most part. And so he made this and it was absolutely delicious. So before I work on that photo though, I'm going to put this one together. So it's a picture of Nora and her friend Kenzie who came over on Lunar New Year Day because the girls had the day off. They go to different schools but within the same district. And she's one of Nora's best friends. She was supposed to sleep over the night before but did not end up being allowed to because Nora had a giant tantrum. Tuesday night. And so as a consequence, she was not allowed to have her friend sleep over, which I think is fair. But she came over the next day on the mid-morning. So that's a photo I took of them playing Battleship together. So I journaled just on the rainbow card there. I put the stickers, the alpha stickers that I use for the title. I just put MTW for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday so that I could journal about a little bit about each of the days of the beginning of the week. And then if you saw, I was decorating the photo of the girls. I just used a couple stickers and the chipboard heart with that same funky kind of pop art-ish pattern on it. Back to the japchae. I just wrote trying to embrace my Koreanness, japchae for New Year. All right, so I'm not going to redo the journaling because I did white out some of it. I just put a Post-it over it so that it was private. I was struggling with some things on Tuesday and I wanted to keep that just to myself. And then I journaled about the things I already mentioned, which were meeting my friend and then trying to embrace Lunar New Year. Also, I totally thought I was recording when I wasn't, the bottom row of this side of the spread. So I'm so sorry. You'll see it in the close-ups in just a sec. But there's a card that says, let's try this again. This totally just calls for a do-over. And the photo that goes with it is to the left of it. And it's a picture of us playing Rumacube, me and Nora. So we were, she was supposed to have her, here's the close-ups. She was supposed to have her sleepover. It didn't happen. So I journaled about that. And then how she and I ended up playing a game. My husband ended up going out to hang out with some friends. So we played this game and it was our second time playing the game because the first time we all tried it, we like totally screwed it up somehow. And it was a hot mess. And Nora had like a mini meltdown and everything. So she and I decided to try to tackle it again together and it was really fun. So I'm glad we gave it a second chance. So that's what that little last row was about that did not get filmed. So I apologize for that, but you can see it again when I show the completed week altogether at the very end of this video. So anyway, moving on to the right side of the spread, I have this giant 4x6 journaling card that says hashtag good times. And it's perfect for this picture. That's a selfie of Nora and I at dinner Thursday night that I journaled takeout Thursday at Simone's. So I'm not going to read all the journaling just for time's sake, but I did write a sentence or two about Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, a lot of which I've already shared with you. You know, deep clean, meeting out for dinner. I took Nora to a Target for a little bit of shopping Thursday before we met Matt for dinner. And then Saturday, Nora did end up having a sleepover with Kenzie from Saturday into Sunday. And Saturday, which brings us to the middle row of this side of the spread, Matt and I, is who I mean by we, took the girls roller skating and it was kind of a disaster. I'm not going to lie. It was not great. So I took the 4x6 card. It is split into two. It says currently not loving and then currently loving. And I cut it up and I used the currently not loving this to journal about our experience roller skating. So right now I'm just putting the photo and then that vellum XO candy, like Valentine type icon onto copy paper so it'll fit nicely in that 4x6 slot. And then I'm journaling about how the girls did have a lot of fun like Saturday and then even overnight, but the roller skating portion of our day was not great. Kenzie didn't even go like all the way around the rink and said she had quit, to which my husband was not very happy about because it was, it's kind of expensive-ish for 4 people to go for a couple hours, and so he was kind of annoyed and we had no idea that she was going to do that. And then Nora, she wouldn't go unless she was holding my hand. And, Kenzie ended up finding one of those little training things, like plastic things on wheels to use, which somebody had left behind, thank God. So she ended up using that for the rest of the time. And then Nora, she was crazy and was like freaking out every second that I wasn't holding her hand. So we're not going to do that again for a while. So that's what I journaled about. And then the last row where I'm writing currently loving this is about Sunday. My husband, he had to lead worship at church. So it worked out because I took Nora to be at this arena. They had to practice it was the Sienna, which is a local private college near us. They play basketball at this big arena. And Nora got to participate in their dance team clinic this year. So that's a photo of her and her friend Gabriella, who she also takes dance class with. And they both got to participate in the dance clinic this year, which was so cute. So I brought Nora early on Sunday, and she got to stay and practice the routine and learn it and everything. And then we met Matt back at home because there was a couple hours between their practicing and then the actual game for us to eat lunch and stuff. And then we all drove back together as a family and watched Nora perform halftime, which was so much fun. And she did a great job. So I journaled about that. Also, it was really cool because there were 177 girls who participated in this halftime show or clinic. And a bunch of the little girls' moms I ran into were girls I used to dance with. So it was performed at this arena where I used to be a semi-pro dancer for several different sports teams that have played at the same arena that Nora performed at the other day. So it was really full circle, and it was really neat to run into some of my old dance team members. And we were like, oh my gosh, we're dance moms now. Like, look at us and look at our girls. And it was just so cool. It was really nostalgic, and it was really fun. It was a wonderful way to end a not so great week. Emotionally for me, it's been kind of tough these last few weeks. January has been a long year. So that's going to wrap up this side of the spread. Take a look at the close-ups. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you're not. I would totally appreciate that. Leave a comment below. Let me know you're here. Hit the bell so you don't miss my content. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Before I go, you can see that bottom left row on the left side of the page that did not get recorded, so you can see it all together now. Thank you guys so much for being here. Take care, friends. Remember that you are enough. Love you guys. Have a great week. Bye.